It seems like the great news keep racking up for Anthony Joshua. There's news that Floyd Mayweather stated, and I quote, "I look forward to working with Joshua real soon." End of the quote. Floyd Mayweather told Rob Moore on a possible link-up with Anthony Joshua. That's what BT Sports posted earlier today, which only could mean one thing. Anthony Joshua was already the favorite to beat Tyson Fury. However, with Floyd Mayweather on his side, that makes Fury chances slim and none. All that flicking and jabbing is not going to work with AJ. I remember when Anthony Joshua fought Ruiz the second time, his performance reminded me of Floyd Mayweather's performance against Corrales. And what I mean by that was the little things AJ was doing to take away Ruiz's best weapons. AJ figured out that Ruiz had to get set in order to throw punches. So in order to take Ruiz's right hand away, he circled him. Then AJ, he took a page out of Floyd Mayweather's book by utilizing the jab upstairs and downstairs to set up his lead left hooks and right hands. Now, even though Fury attributes and style is completely different than Ruiz, however, the IQ AJ showed in that fight will take him a long way against Fury. And with Floyd Mayweather in his corner, there's nothing guaranteed, but this is as close as you're going to get to a guaranteed victory. See, a lot of people tend to forget that every time Fury fought an opponent, he was the most skillful fighter inside of that ring, besides possibly Steve Cunningham. But keep in mind that Fury outweighed Cunningham by 80 pounds, I believe. He was a cruiserweight moving up to heavyweight in order to face the super heavyweight Tyson Fury. And he still managed to drop Tyson Fury in the second round with an overhand right. However, unfortunately for Steve Cunningham, he couldn't capitalize on the moment, and Tyson Fury utilized his size to muscle up and bully Steve Cunningham in the ring, and even utilized dirty tactics to get the job done. Now, mind you, Anthony Joshua is like a better, bigger, and stronger version of Steve Cunningham. And unlike Fury, AJ is in shape all year round. Recently, Fury stated that he haven't been training since November, and that he's coming off a 1.5 year layoff. Meanwhile, AJ just fought last December. So it seems like Fury is already making excuses to if he loses. Furthermore, even though this seems like a perfect partnership between Anthony Joshua and Floyd Mayweather, at the end of the day, or at least the night, this all too good to be true, because there's a great possibility the fight might not even happen after all, for multiple reasons. Bob Arum and Mike Coppinger revealed that even though Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua signed a contract, don't celebrate yet, this fight isn't moving forward until a site is secured that would bring in 100 million plus. There is no investors that's willing to put up that much money yet, which remains as a big obstacle to say the least. Even according to Eddie Hearn, without a site, without a date, there is no fight.
Wasn't it you that's always said, though, without a venue, without a date, there is no fight? You've said that in the past before, so why is it different now? Why should we get excited now?
Because you've got the biggest fight in world boxing, where two guys have agreed and signed to the terms. But again, if we had a confirmed date and venue and site, I would have come out yesterday. You know, I wouldn't have stopped on social media. You wouldn't have been able to stop me. I would have been going around town with a placard. You know, but we're not. We're just keeping you updated.
Even according to Eddie Hearn, without a site, without a date, there is no fight. And especially without investors, which only could mean one thing. This was a big deflection by the old media machine in order to cover up the arbitration, since Tyson Fury a couple days ago revealed too much on his most recent interview. Tyson Fury insisted that there's a lot of things going on behind closed doors that could prevent this mega fight from coming to fruition. So since Fury revealed too much of the truth, in order to establish damage control, they threw a bone for all of the media outlets to bite on in order to cover up this arbitration situation that's taking place with Deontay Wilder. I mean, it makes no sense at all for both Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury to sign a contract and then there is no announcement. Do you all know that the last step before announcing a fight is to sign the contract? There is no other step after that. You don't sign the contract, then go find the site and a date, so on and so forth. Absolutely not. That will be included in the contract. You do that on a term sheet. It seems like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury agreed to all of the terms, but they did not sign a contract. Because a term sheet, you can agree to all of the terms without a date. However, a contract will include every single detail. Furthermore, Eddie Hearn revealed that he will be announcing most likely the site next month. So, you telling me that it's going to take up to a month to find the site, and then we don't know when the fight is going to be announced? For the past 6 months, Eddie been telling the public that the fight will be announced 2 weeks from now. And now after the contract is signed, we still have 1 more month to go. This is like a non-ending cycle. Does Eddie Hearn know that the projected date is June? So if June is 2 months away from now, are you telling me they only going to have up to a month to promote one of the biggest fights of all time that they spend all of this budget for? This makes no sense, and what doesn't make sense doesn't make any dollars. That's why when the contracts were signed, more so the term sheets, we did not see either Fury or AJ celebrate or even announcing the fight on any of their platforms, which says a whole lot. And not to have investors on board as we speak is not a positive sign for multiple reasons. Because when Floyd Mayweather fought Pacquiao, as soon as Floyd Mayweather ran up on Manny Pacquiao in Miami and then went to his hotel room, the moment Pacquiao agreed to taking random drug testing and all of the other terms, the fight was made right then and there. Floyd didn't have to go find investors. Al Heyman made the fight right then and there. But supposedly AJ versus Fury, one of the biggest fights of all time, a $200, $300, $400 million fight, supposedly they can't find an investor willing to pay $100 million plus at the moment in time. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because Floyd Mayweather alone, when he fought Pacquiao, he was guaranteed $100 million plus. Then obviously after the fight, after the successful pay-per-view, Floyd Mayweather was paid $300 million plus. On the other hand, Eddie and Bob, with all of these other networks, can't find $100 million to give to two giant heavyweights. With all of the facts being laid out, we're going to talk about the drama that's taking place tomorrow on Split Decision. Therefore, tune in by clicking on the notification bell. And to all of the decafs that came out of the closet as soon as AJ and Fury supposedly signed a contract. First of all, the facts remain the same. Fury is willing to do whatever it takes to run from a Deontay Wilder trilogy after tampering with his gloves in the rematch. Because men lie, women lie, however your eyes don't lie. And you can't tell me this organic photo of Tyson Fury right glove don't look tampered with, which I'm going to provide the link for this photo in the comment section below. Nevertheless, Tyson Fury, out of his own mouth, he said that Deontay Wilder trilogy is more dangerous than an Anthony Joshua fight. So you telling me that Wilder, the guy that Fury smashed in the rematch, is more dangerous than an AJ? That makes no sense at all, since Wilder have zero skills. But it do make a whole lot of sense because Fury had to cheat in order to beat Deontay Wilder. Do you guys know we in March right now? Fury fought Wilder more than a year ago, and by now he could have honored his rematch clause, made a whole lot of money, and stayed active at the same damn time. Instead, Fury, he's fighting Wilder in court, and they in arbitration as we speak, in which Wilder can block the AJ fight from coming to fruition. You think all of that is a coincidence? Nevertheless, the truth will always come out. 3 things that can never ever be hidden are the sun, the moon, and the truth. With that being stated, here is what Fury had to say a couple days ago.
I know you said there's nothing to report, but we've done interviews with Bob Arum. He says that it's close. Eddie Hearn says they're ready to sign. Joshua's had his little bit on Twitter and stuff like that, saying that he's in it for the long run. You're a showman. He's going to close the show and stuff like that. So the way if we can take what Bob Arum and obviously Eddie Hearn and what Joshua's saying, we're getting our hopes up, if you know what I mean. But on your side, Tyson Fury's side, you said there's nothing to report.
Well, let's break it down, shall we?
Okay.
To bare minimum. Eddie Hearn's a boxing promoter, so is Bob Arum. It's our job to sell the fight. Joshua is saying what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. I'm not on social media at the moment at all. So whatever they say is very unimportant to me. Until I've got a date, a fight, and a hell of a load of money in my pocket, there's no fight. There's a lot of things going on, what people don't know behind the scenes, that can scupper a fight like that. So nothing's actually on until you're actually in the ring. So yeah, we're nowhere near that at the moment. There's a lot of things behind the scenes going on, like I say, that can alter a fight. Do I think I'm going to be fighting Joshua in the next 10 minutes? Hell no. But you know, Wilder, don't write Wilder off out the occasion either. He could be fighting me next, who knows? I could have a third trilogy with Wilder here. Like I say, a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and you know, Wilder might be next. Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Would you bring these fights to the UK?
No.
No.
I won't ever box here again.
Oh really?
No, finished.
Well, that's what actually made me feel. you don't,
The superstar of world boxing, he ain't going to box in a small old show somewhere.
What about Morecambe Beach?
It's got to be in the capital of entertainment in
Vegas.
the world. My home city now is Vegas. I've had my last 3 fights there. My last 4 fights has been California Staples Center, MGM Grand Garden Arena, T-Mobile Arena, and MGM. So they've all been over there. So I intend to stay there and end my career over there.